For many, space seems like a distant and inaccessible place, but sometimes we can find fragments of it on our own Earth. In this video, I invite you to discover the most enigmatic objects. Number 1. In the mysterious setting of Pumapunku, a megalithic complex located in the imposing heights of Bolivia, a fascinating story is woven that challenges our perceptions of the antiquity and technical capacity of ancient civilizations. For centuries, it was believed that this ritual enclave was erected by the Aymara people around the year 600 AD. However, recent research, supported by radiocarbon analysis, has revealed surprising findings. Some components of this complex date back to 100 years BC. If this evidence is true, it could profoundly alter our understanding of human development in the region, turning this discovery into an unprecedented archaeological milestone. By exploring the ruins of Pumapunku, scientists have managed to reconstruct the ancient appearance of this enigmatic place. Images emerge before us of a set of structures arranged on a hill, surrounded by impressive masonry. Most disconcerting, however, is the construction process itself, the transportation of enormous blocks of stone, some weighing several hundred tons, from considerable distances, without the aid of modern machinery. How did the ancient inhabitants of this region manage to move such loads through inhospitable and rugged terrain? This enigma has fueled speculation about possible extraterrestrial influences on the construction of Pumapunku, challenging the limits of our historical and technological understanding. Number 2. The Temple of Jupiter in Lebanon, located in the ancient city of Baalbek. At first glance, the ruined temple might look like a typical ancient Eurasian relic. However, this temple is exceptional. It features one of the most amazing blocks of rock on the planet, known as the Pregnant Woman's Stone. Approximately 2,000 years old and weighing more than 1,000 tons, this stone has impressive dimensions, 20 meters long, 4 meters wide and high. What is notable is that the block is polished to the extremes, despite the wear and tear of time. The intrigue increases when considering that only part of the stone is shown, since it fell and has become impossible to lift. Even with the presence of advanced modern machines, this task would be practically unapproachable. It would require several dozen powerful cranes that cannot be located in the area. The mystery remains: if modern technologies cannot handle this stone, how did the ancients achieve its creation 2,000 years ago? It is an enigma that involves the meticulous treatment and polishing of the stone, as well as its transportation. However, the stone of the pregnant woman is only one element of Baalbek and its temple complex. At this location, there are numerous colossal blocks, carved columns, and other extremely heavy objects, each weighing around 800 tons. Scholars still cannot understand who the builders of these buildings were and, most intriguingly, why they needed them. This mystery deepens even further when we consider that Lebanon was under Roman rule and was not near the center of power of the empire when these monumental structures were erected on the outskirts. It is possible that the truth behind the construction in Baalbek is different, perhaps representative of an advanced civilization. Some scholars even hold the theory that only giants could have been the architects of these structures. A recently deceased researcher was convinced that the evidence supported the existence of extraterrestrials, arguing that how could such majestic blocks of stone be created by humans? The magnificence lies not only in the size of the individual buildings, but also in their decoration and treatment. Number 3. The iconic monolithic human figures of Easter Island, known as Moai, have also been sighted by divers under the sea. Nearly 900 of these statues exist on land, built by the ancient Rapanui inhabitants of the remote Pacific island. However, some Moai have been found partially submerged along the island's shores. How these statues, called Moai, ended up underwater is unknown. They could have been covered by rising seas or used in rituals. An impressive Moai more than 16 feet tall was found near Anakina Beach in 2009, facing the ocean. Some experts believe it was originally on land and eroded towards the sea over time. Other nearby Moai appear to be in different positions. These findings underline that we still do not know aspects of Rapanui culture, including their practices with statues. The Rapanui believed that Moai represented ancestral spirits and were linked to mythological leaders. Some theories suggest that certain Moai could have been intentionally submerged to shift power between leaders. These statues, whether on land or underwater, remain enigmatic, evoking ancient stories and lost beliefs. Number 4. In 1912, the intrepid American bibliophile Wilfrid Voynich acquired a unique literary treasure from the hands of Italian monks, a mysterious manuscript that has baffled scholars and the curious alike ever since. This ancient parchment, composed of 248 pages of peculiar dimensions, 22.5 by 6 centimeters, is a compendium of knowledge that defies all conventional categorization. Divided into various sections ranging from botany and astronomy to biology and recipes, the manuscript presents one enigma after another. The most disconcerting thing are the illustrations that accompany each entry. These represent objects and phenomena that defy human understanding, with medicinal plants and celestial bodies that have no parallel in known reality. Speculation about the authorship and purpose of the manuscript has been as abundant as the pages that compose it. Although scholars have determined that the manuscript dates back to the 14th century, the origin of its contents remains an unsolved enigma. Over the years, countless attempts have been made to decipher the incomprehensible text that fills its pages, but all have been unsuccessful. This frustrating lack of progress has fueled outlandish theories, including the suggestion that the manuscript could be a chronicle of life on an alien world. However, all these conjectures lack solid evidence. For these reasons, the Voynich manuscript has acquired a legendary reputation as one of the most elusive and captivating enigmas in the world of ancient books. Its content challenges the limits of human knowledge, inviting future generations to continue searching for answers in its intricate pages. Number 5. In Egypt, more than 5,000 years ago, people were already creating impressive jewelry with meteorites. They were pioneers in the world of jewelry, using these rare space rocks to make decorative objects. Recently, scientists made an astonishing discovery. They found a bead made from an iron meteorite that dates back to around 3,500 to 3,600 BC. They were believed to have magical powers, such as healing properties. People thought that wearing jewelry made from iron meteorites with their nickel content could balance and strengthen the body and even purify the blood. These special beads were found in 1911 in the Giza Cemetery, not far from Cairo. What's interesting is that they were created thousands of years before Egypt entered the Iron Age, making them some of the oldest examples of iron use in Egypt. What makes them even more special is their composition. Researchers found that they had a lot of nickel, which is a sign that they came from meteorites, and a special crystal pattern called Widmanstatten. These patterns only form in meteorites that come from asteroids in the early days of the solar system. Although some people were doubtful at first and thought that perhaps the high nickel content came from the smelting, later research showed that this was not the case. These beads were formed without heat, meaning they were cold-worked. Number 6. A team of archaeologists led by a man supposedly named Chipu explored the wild region of the Bayan-Kara Mountains, on the border between China and Tibet. That's when they came across strange stone discs, each about 12 inches in diameter, with a spiral groove extending from the center to the edge, inscribed with small hieroglyphs. These strange finds became known as the Dropa stones. They were immediately studied, but initial attempts to decipher these symbols did not reveal much, and the discovery did not cause a stir outside of some obscure reports. It wasn't until several decades later, when a Russian scientist named Dr. Tsum supposedly cracked the code. According to him, the hieroglyphs tell the amazing story of a spaceship from a distant planet that crashed in the Bayan-Kara Mountains 12,000 years ago. The occupiers, known as the Dropa, found themselves stranded on Earth and, despite their peaceful intentions, were misunderstood and rejected by local tribes. Dr. Tsumi also stated that the Dropa stones are compact discs of ancient knowledge, alien knowledge. You're probably wondering why these enigmatic and intriguing stones aren't better known. Well, archaeologists doubt its existence and authenticity. So far, none of these stones are available for study in any known museum or research center. Number 7. Baigong pipes, also known as Baigong iron pipes or Dalinga pipes, are mysterious features found in the remote Qinghai province, China. These structures resemble pipes and are believed to be ancient pipes laid out on and near White Mountain, also known as Mount Bang, located about 25 kilometers southwest of the town of Dalinga. Iron pipes range in size from small and barely noticeable to some up to 40 centimeters in diameter. But what is so strange about them? Well, there's the fact that they are estimated to be thousands of years old, which shouldn't be possible considering they are made of iron, along with materials like silica and calcium oxide. Additionally, about 8% of the pipes could not be identified by the researchers who studied them. This led to conspiracy theories about the pipes being of extraterrestrial origin. The general consensus about these pipes today is that rather than being pipes, they are actually the fossilized roots of ancient trees in the mountains. To many, this theory makes more sense, but many continue to believe in the paranormal and extraterrestrial theory surrounding the pipes. Number 8. King Tutankhamun's Space Dagger. In the 1920s, Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered, sparking Egyptomania with everyone focused on the discovery of the young pharaoh's never-before-seen tomb. One artifact was overlooked, a dagger that was buried alongside thousands of other treasures. This weapon is now known as King Tut's Space Dagger. The blade of the dagger, made of meteoritic iron, was found to have a high nickel content. For a long time, researchers were puzzled by the composition of this meteorite. After all, it contains material that appears to be from another planet. With all the theories surrounding the ancient Egyptians being connected to aliens, many believed that the dagger was another gift given by aliens who visited the ancient Egyptians. This may sound absurd, but there is some truth in this. Recent studies revealed that the dagger contained almost the same composition as the Kar meteorite, found at Merom Matru near Alexandria. However, rather than being a gift from aliens, the dagger's craftsmanship suggests that it was likely not produced in Egypt, but was probably a prestigious gift from the Mitanni Empire to Tutankhamun's grandfather. The material of the dagger and the techniques used to create it suggest a sophisticated level of craftsmanship. For this reason, many still believe that the young pharaoh's dagger is not of human origin. Number 9. The Black Knight Satellite. In the 1950s and 1960s, a strange legend began to emerge. A satellite had been orbiting our planet for the past 13,000 years without our knowledge. This supposed satellite has been called the Black Knight Satellite ever since. There is no way humans could have sent satellites into space an impressive 13,000 years ago, long before any known human technology could have reached space. For reference, the Soviet satellite Sputnik 1 was the first artificial satellite we sent into outer space. One of the most cited pieces of evidence about this satellite is a photograph taken during NASA's STS-88 mission in 1998, showing a peculiar object floating in space. Conspiracy theorists quickly labeled it the Black Knight satellite, claiming it was evidence of an alien observer. But is it really like that? For some, yes, but for NASA, this supposed spy is nothing more than space junk, specifically a thermal blanket that had come loose during the mission. Even so, many continue to believe that the Black Knight satellite has been observing us and intercepting signals that we send through our own satellites. Number 10. River Cubes. In May 2020, Will Reid was searching for precious metals in a shallow river in Coventry, England. While he was sifting sediments, he found small lead cubes with symbols and numbers engraved on them. This discovery grew and he discovered more than 60 buckets of lead along with his 2 children. It turned out that these cubes are used in Hindu prayer rituals. Devotees write wishes on the cubes before throwing them into a sacred river like the Ganges, releasing their desires and connecting with the divine. Although cubes are common in places like India, Reid found them in England. They were probably dumped there over the past 40 years by British Hindus practicing their religious traditions in their new home. The Coventry River may have replaced the Ganges in their rituals. Number 11. 1,000-year marker, from 200 years ago. Sports have always been very popular in entertainment. The excitement of supporting teams, tracking scores, and collecting memorabilia is unique. Interestingly, old versions of soccer games with LED lights, balls, and equipment have been around for centuries. Therefore, it is not surprising that ancient civilizations such as the Mayans, about 1,200 years ago, also participated in similar sports. Recently, archaeologists made an intriguing find, a round stone tablet that served as a marker in Mexico. The tablet shows two men playing a soccer-like game called pelota. The game is depicted on the edge of the circular tablet, alongside hieroglyphics believed to indicate markings related to the game. This heavy tablet, weighing more than 40 kilograms, was found almost half a kilometer below the surface. This discovery connects us with ancient societies and their passion for sports and competition. It could also provide information about how these civilizations enjoyed sports and kept scores. Who knows, maybe it will even help us better understand ancient games like ball and its rules. Number 12. Hidden chamber in the Pyramid of Giza. Pyramids are fascinating and enigmatic human structures. They are known to hold secrets and treasures, making them topics of speculation. However, even with the famous Pyramid of Giza, we might think that there is nothing new to discover. But that's not true. Using advanced technology, scientists found a 30-foot hidden chamber in this 4,500-year-old ancient wonder. The Pyramid of Giza is the last of the 7 wonders of the ancient world and is widely recognized. Although hidden treasures have been discovered within over time, recent years have been quiet in that regard. Until modern tools like infrared thermography, 3D simulations, and cosmic ray imaging were used to make an X-ray-like scan. The revelation of the 30-foot tunnel adds mystery to an already enigmatic structure. The purpose of this tunnel remains unknown. Various ideas have been suggested, such as a burial chamber, building space, or corridor. However, due to the limitations of muon radiography, it is not known for sure what the empty space contains. This discovery generated debate in the archaeological community. Some experts warned against jumping to conclusions based on muon data alone, and noted the need for more research, possibly using robotic exploration or other advanced techniques, to understand the purpose of the hidden chamber in the Pyramid of Giza.